Some more news coming in from the Supreme Court that has hit out at the Jammu and Kashmir High Court Bar Association while they were hearing the petition against the use of pellet guns in Kashmir. Now, what we hear is that the Apex Court questioned the petitioners, asking whether they can give an undertaking that there will be absolutely no stone pelting that the valley has witnessed in the last so many months. The Supreme Court also telling the petitioners that the first positive step must come from their side. The Supreme Court even questioned just how the discussion can take place when roads are blocked, and stone pelting is a common occurrence in the valley when one is openly seeing young boys, youth taking to the streets and attacking security forces, indulging in stone pelting and thwarting, hampering the anti-terror operations. In fact, the government had informed the Supreme Court that it will be taking legal steps. They will be exploring legal options and will also be speaking to all recognized parties, but not with the separatist elements. Okay, so let me go straight across now to Executive Editor Gaurav Sawant for more details on this. Gaurav, very interesting, news coming in from the Apex Court asking the petitioners, to give an undertaking, to give the promise that the first step should come from their side rather than, holding the banner of revolt to the usage of pellet guns in the valley.
You're spot on there, Avantika. The Supreme Court is simply, telling the truth of what's happening on ground. The Supreme Court has told the association, the Jammu and Kashmir Bar Association, can they assure them that stone pelting will not happen? Why are pellet guns being used? And, India Today has been reporting from ground zero. We've been saying this from day one. Stone pelting is not legal. Stone pelting is not a democratic way to protest. If there is stone pelting, there will be a response, and there is a graded response now. Initially, the police use loud hailers telling the people to step back. After that, they use water cannons. After that, they use tear gas shells. They use chili grenade. If they're unable to push that murderous stone pelting mob, even after that, that is the situation. As a second last resort, a pellet gun is used. Now, a pellet gun is an extremely effective weapon to push back the stone pelting mob, and only that's one big reason why people are saying you should stop the use of pellet guns. What's the other alternative? Is the other alternative then to use an AK-47 assault rifle, yes, or an INSAS rifle? And that is something those who say pellet guns should stop should actually answer. And that is one question. Now, India Today has been raising this question right from the point, the time that the terrorist Burhan Wani was killed in an encounter. What are these protests all about? There is no reason to protest, and yet that crux of a problem is not being addressed, which the Supreme Court today did.
Stay with me, Anusha. Stay with me, Gaurav. I'm joined by Anusha also to tell us a little bit more. Anusha, tell us what happened in court today.
Day before the Supreme Court was that even if, in the words of the Chief Justice of India, they were to pass orders banning pellet guns, what is the alternative ahead? And they very categorically asked this to the petitioners, which is the J&K Bar Association. Can you give us an undertaking that there would be no violent protests? Can there be an undertaking that there would be no lives lost or damage to the property that would be done? So clearly the court is trying to look into the alternatives. The Chief Justice also said to the Attorney General that is your argument that we have no locus in this case, so court can also look at it. So clearly the court here is treading very cautiously. It's a conflict zone, and they're trying to keep a minimalistic approach as much as they can. The petitioners, the J&K Bar Association, will have to come up with recommendations as to what is the alternative. Otherwise, the court is unlikely to interfere in this matter.
All right, Anusha, thank you so much for joining us.